hostage.
Hey, what's up everybody? Spabrog here, and welcome to the first episode of H-Hour Bootcamp. So just to give you guys a little bit of a background, H-Hour Bootcamp is a video series that I'm creating to help out the lower level players. So if you're a beginner, you're struggling with the game, or you just want to get better, look no further. I got you. So with that said, H-Hour is pretty hard to get into just because if you don't have a SOCOM background, you probably don't have a lot of direction into how to get better, you know? Predominantly we play one life game mode, so respawn, we have it. Once in a while you see people warming up in it, but a lot of the guys tend to play the one life game mode. So it's a lot more trial and error, and it takes more time to get better just on that fact. So this video series will help because it'll speed up that process and you can practice some of the things you learned right away. So for this video, we're talking about gun spray pattern. And you're probably like, what's gun spray pattern? So I'm gonna give you a non-technical term. It is basically where your bullets go when you hold down the trigger, right? And you could take into account recoil and all that good stuff, and we'll get into that in a second. So yeah, you wanna know where your bullets are going, right? Because if you don't know where your bullets are going, then you'll probably die quicker. But if you do know where they are and where they're going, then you could probably adjust your shot and get your kills quicker. So right now for this video, we're going to use the AK-47 just because it has what I like to call a wider gun spray pattern. And if you learn how to use the wider gun spray patterns, then all the tighter ones are way more accurate, and then you'll just be destroying everybody. So we make practice hard so the game is easy. But now we get into it, and let's do this. Alright, so gun spray pattern. We're gonna keep this nice and simple. I'm gonna break it down into two categories. So two things you want to know is the closer you are, the more accurate your bullets are going to be. That makes sense because of how the gun spray pattern is, and the further away, the more inaccurate. So let's show you an example. So I'm at the wall, right? Just a close quarters fight. My bullets are going where I want them to go. But as you can see right here, the further away I go, they start going left, right. Like they start going wild. So general rule of thumb, the further away you are, as you can see right now, the bullets are not going to go exactly where you want them to. So knowing this is super important because you will conserve bullets. Once you know somewhat of like where your bullets are going, you'll know when to stop shooting and when to adjust your shot. Also to keep in mind is when you shoot, right, the first couple bullets from the clip are pretty accurate, alright, and you'll probably see that a little bit later in the burst fire clip. But remember guys, gun spray pattern, you see where my bullets are shooting, right? But the further away I go, the more inaccurate it is. And next off, let's get to recoil. Alright, so for recoil, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically where your crosshairs jump after you shoot. So it could be a little annoying with certain guns because some guns have more recoil and then the spray pattern gets messed up. So remember, when your recoil, you know, starts going up and your crosshairs start going up, you're gonna have to adjust because the spray pattern is still active. So you have the spray pattern down, now it's time for the recoil part. So you put these together, you make this beautiful equation on how to kill people. So for this clip I'm using the pistol just because I want to conserve some ammo so I don't have to, you know, redo the clip for the next one. So alright, so we see my pistol, right? I shoot right here and you see how my gun pops up. Up close it doesn't really matter, right? And again, you could apply this to the AK-47, you could apply this to any gun at that. So up close it really doesn't matter, but general rule of thumb, the further back you are, the more you have to account for recoil. So if their body's right here, right, and I'm shooting at their chest, or let's say this is like the neck, right, and then I start shooting, then it starts going up, right, my recoil. So I'm going to be missing shots. But the closer I am, I'm going to have a bigger target, obviously, because they're, you know, right next to me. So it'll be easier to shoot, and I can adjust. So again, the further you are, the more you have to adjust. And what I mean by adjust is when you adjust your shot, you have to lower it. So what's the counter to when your gun, you know, pops up? You have to lower it. So if I want to shoot this guy right here in the neck, we'll say upper torso, and it's going above his head, then I have to account for that, right? I have to take into account for that. So what I do is, when you shoot, when you start spraying, especially with the AK-47 or any automatic gun, you have to lower your crosshair, right? So the first couple bullets you could shoot, so you could get, you know, the first, let's say 2 bullets in the pistol, they're probably the most accurate. And I think that's pretty general around every other gun too. So when I'm shooting, right, first 2 shots, I'm going to shoot regular, and then I'm going to lower my crosshairs, right? So let me get a new clip. So I'm shooting right here at his upper torso, and then when I start shooting, I start lowering my aim. So you can practice this on the wall. So I'm just gonna blow this clip up, and you can see it. And okay, I'm shooting, and then I'm lowering my crosshair so I can shoot him again. So we'll do this with the AK-47. So again, torso, right? And you see how the bullets are going up. My main spot is right here. So boom, and then I lower it, and then I'll be getting way more torso shots. So that's pretty much it for the recoil. Let's get into burst fire and why that's important. Alright, so you guys are probably like, burst fire, why do I need to burst fire? Why is that important? You just taught me how to control my recoil, my gun spray pattern. Like, I should be fine, right? Wrong. We strive for perfection out here, right? So we're gonna make it as easy as possible, and you're gonna see why this is important. So again, let's just review some. So AK-47, you see when I spray at the wall, you know, the further I am, the recoil is just like, it's bonkers, especially for this gun. That's why I picked this gun specifically, just cause its spray pattern is very wide. So if you learn how to control this, everything else is gonna come easier, right? And I actually use this in the lobby most of the time now to basically practice and make myself a better player. So when I get kills with this gun, it makes me happy. But to continue on, so again, remember, further away, you see the bullets are going everywhere. But when you burst fire, and you could do that with the Z key. You see, like, if you look at the gun on the bottom left, the bullets, I'm adjusting my fire rate. So you could do that too if you feel comfortable. But I like just keeping it at fully auto because I can control the burst anyway. And if I have to spray up close, because spraying is definitely the main priority up here, and then dropping your crosshair maybe slightly, but you know, then again, it doesn't matter too much because the targets are already pretty big. But the further you go, the more inaccurate your spray is going to be because it's just going to, as a wider set to go. And so let's get into it. So burst fire. Burst fire is basically me tapping it. So I'm trying to mimic this, right? You see, that's a little bit more accurate. But when I do it, when I have fully auto, I could probably do it. So just to make it very simple for you guys, when you're at max range or like a very far range, just tap it. Just tap it. Give it a nice little tappity tap. You see? Nice little rhythm like that. And that's where your bullets are going to go. So one more time. Alright. So I'm going to go. And you see? That's definitely a lot better than... Oh, let me reload. Let me see if I have enough bullets. Probably not, but it's better than me just letting the clip loose from this far and then it's going up, down, left, right. You know what I mean? So the good thing too is when you tap it from far away, right? I'm gonna run out of bullets, but I could just take out my pistol. When you're tapping it from far away, you don't have to drop your gun too much for recoil. But if you have like a better gun that has like way better accuracy, like MP5, you could kind of like spray from like around this range and just like adjust and like that. But when you're tapping it kind of bounces back to where it was set, and then you get more accurate shots off. So that's good. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. Again, if you guys like the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button. You know, the next video is probably gonna pertain to gunfights still, and I'm gonna make you better. I'm gonna give you some drills to practice, and you will be on your way to becoming an H-hour pub star. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.